You're listening to Short Inspirations from Ralph. Forgiving the Unforgivable, Part 1. I say this because there is something about holding on to hurts and grudges that is unlike anything else that can happen to us. It can stay with us for years. It can infiltrate our lives, our decisions, our thinking, and can affect our futures greatly. The purpose of this podcast series is to emphasize that holding on to unforgiveness is not worth it. It's like drinking a cup of poison and waiting for the other person to die. And this poison can result in paralysis and stun you into inaction or wrong action. It's like you now live on a frozen planet. It will cost you to forgive, actually, because it may well be that the perpetrator, in your eyes, doesn't deserve it. Another illustration that I can bring at the start here is it's like being bitten by a snake, and we spend our lives chasing after the snake to punish it. But really, we should be seeking healing instead. Jesus took this to whole new levels in Matthew. Chapter 5, verses 10 to 12. He said this: "Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. Rejoice," it says in verse 12, "and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven. For in the same way they persecuted the prophets who were before you." It's interesting here that Jesus didn't say, if people insult you or persecute you. He said, when. And this is true. The first point that I've got today is that life can be terribly hurtful and unfair. Often people can hurt other people enormously. Sometimes they repent of this, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they die before anything can happen. According to research, one of the worst types of damage is done by those that are closest to us. People we thought we knew. People we have trusted have betrayed us, or abused us, or used us. I remember hearing the story about Johnny Cash, the country singer who had a brother, Jack Cash, and when they were children, Jack had an accident. He was killed, actually, on a bandsaw or some sort of saw. And they sought out Johnny, who was playing somewhere, and his father said to him, "It should have been you." Wow. This marked his soul for life. It imprinted something horrible. He always thought he was no good, that there was indeed something wrong with him. It must be true because his father said so. Later in life, Johnny Cash came to realize that because God had forgiven him, then he had no right to hold unforgiveness against his father, and so he forgave him. It's interesting that Joseph in the Bible in Genesis was sold off to slavery and later wrongly accused. Job lost everything, including his possessions and his children. Jesus was innocent but falsely accused and crucified. In fact, if you think that life should be fair, Just think of Jesus and what happened to him. He was innocent. He was totally a victim in that situation. But he still willingly went to the cross for us. May you today be a person who seeks healing rather than chasing the snake. God bless you.